Hey guys, I'm here today with the Source Audio Ultrawave. It'll be a pretty short video. As you heard from the opening, it sounds pretty cool. I'm not sponsored. I bought this with my own money. I am kind of a Source Audio fan. I have quite a few of their pedals, as you can see here. And what really got it going for me was the Ventress, and it's one of my favorite reverbs. But they do make other pedals that sound really good, and the Ultrawave is definitely one of them. Ultrawave is pretty special because it's a multi-band distortion, which that means is you can pick a frequency band and apply distortion just to that. It also has an excellent compressor and expander in it, and that came into use in my first patch. What I did in my first patch was that was supposed to be a compact cassette style saturation and compression expansion patch. So I say that because most cassette units have some form of companding in them that helps with noise control of the tape. I'm not going to go into too many technical details behind that, but I used both a compressor and an expander. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but it gives it that specific sound that I was after for a low-grade consumer level tape deck. I also added some distortion to the lower frequencies, something you commonly will get in compact cassette, and I also did some harsh low-pass filtering and to round off the highs so you get that low bandwidth feel. And I think it came out pretty good. And then the second patch that I made was a rat style patch, the rat distortion in particular. I'll just call it the rodent of unusual size. Why not? And yeah, it nails it. It's a digital distortion that nails it. One thing that really is excellent about this pedal is it has a blend control and so many options, so I don't have to run a parallel mixing loop to use it with a synth. It takes synth signals very well. It has stereo ins and outs, and it also has, for the left and right, you can just do a serial parallel kind of thing, I guess. Or in my case, I did it in series, so I did one patch that basically had a compressor. Second patch had the expander, so you got that tape style saturation for compact cassette. There's not many tape saturation pedals on the market, and the ones that do exist usually do things like the Echoplex tape saturation, things like that, or a studio grade tape saturation. They won't do compact cassette. I pulled that off with this. So there are some caveats to the pedal. I'm not a big fan of the editor. It works. You need the editor to do practically anything with this pedal. It's kind of just a blank canvas, which is nice. I wish it was a little less obtuse. The iOS editor had crashed on me multiple times and wouldn't see the pedal a few times, even after a firmware update. And the firmware update was a big problem for me. So I run M1 Macs. For the most part, I have a Mac Mini with an M1 processor and a laptop with an M1 processor. And they, for some reason, would not let me firmware update the pedal. I had to switch over to a Windows 10 desktop, which ended up updating the pedal just fine. That's something that Source Audio will probably have to look into. So you do get a lot in the pedal. Like I said, you have a decent compressor and expander, and you also have multi-band distortion, which, again, you can pick a specific band of frequency. Like, let's say I want distortion just on like 75 hertz or something along those lines. I mean, it is kind of limited on what frequencies it'll pick for you. You pick a frequency range, and then each band can be a different drive level, but that gives you so much control in my mind. Let's just go over another patch that I can run through this to let you hear what it sounds like. So this is just a nice pad, and we'll go through my tape compression or cassette tape compression patch and distortion. And here I have the blend control wet and dry. So we'll add some wet back in there. And then we'll go over to the rat-like patch. So that really sounds cool because you're getting a lot of extra harmonics in there and everything. But here's where it really shines. It's when you stick it into a reverb or delay or both. So we'll do that. I mean, that still sounds nice without it, but you kick that in. and I think this is where the pedal really shines. It's an excellent distortion. It's probably one of the best digital distortions I've ever heard. I still really like rat style pedals, but this could definitely do that for me with a blend control, which is really cool. So wet and dry blend, I mean by that. Because pretty much every rat pedal out there is just a wet signal going through the distortion circuit when you engage it. You also have a full equalizer on there. I shouldn't say exactly full equalizer, but it's close enough. And treble, mids, and bass control. So you really have a lot of functionality. As a utility pedal, it's amazing. Going back to that tape compression and distortion. You can hear that frequency roll off. I will say the other thing I don't like physically about the pedal, and the Mercury flanger has the same problem, is the foot switch is one of these annoying, like, super hard to push foot switches. I just don't like those. The EQ2 has a nice soft foot switch. I don't understand this, especially since it's not a hardwire bypass like thing. So yeah, but yeah, beautiful sounding pedal, excellent for distortion, especially on synth. I've only seen one video with on a synth, and it didn't sell me, but what sold me was the editor and what you could do with it. Even if that needs a little work, in my opinion. But yeah, you'll probably be seeing this in my future videos where I make actual music, so. Well, thanks for watching. I hope that helps somebody out.